Dun, 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 dun.
As I said when I looked at the first trailer for The Lady of Heaven, I did so. I think it was actually written on my list a while ago. I keep a master list of trailers I want to cover, and I just pretty much write everything down until I have more time to evaluate it. But I guess I'd written this a long way down on my list because I forgot that it was there. But I got a lot of comments on many of my videos in particular. I've never gotten so many for a movie, by the way. Sometimes I've gotten requests to cover certain projects, and that's more so expedited my coverage. But because I'm really behind in a lot, I'm in the catching up phase. But I've never gotten so many requests for a film as I have for The Lady of Heaven. And part of me is thinking maybe there's some money spent on, comments to drive traffic into other channels. Because I've noticed there's a lot of other smaller YouTube reactors as well who've been looking at this specific movie. Or maybe just there's a general interest perhaps on the narrative. This is based, I believe, in the history of real Middle Eastern events and culture, specifically pertaining to, I believe, the Islamic or Muslim faith. But the presentation is gorgeous with this film. And I have to say, in terms, I love history pictures. And I certainly, I've definitely seen a mix of this. But I've not seen a historical adaptation of this magnitude, particularly within the religious space. Or at least to some extent operating there in its narrative. From a smaller company, I've never seen a project that's looked so refined. But this film is gorgeous. I mean, I'm assuming most of you have probably seen the first trailer. If not, we're going to look at the second trailer, so I'm sure it'll vouch for it as well here. But just the overall production of it, the presentation, the lighting uses are incredible. And they do in some ways mimic historical films that I've seen, notably, because again, this is no secret, as I've made clear on this channel, I come from a Christian background. So I've seen a lot of Christian films. In particular, there's been some that have operated within the historical space. And I've also seen, as time has gone on, yes, they've improved. Sometimes maybe in the earlier days, but they were, I'm sure, films have a great message. I don't want to come across as sacrilegious or, disparaging. However, maybe the production, it's like, well, it's a bit on the cheaper budget end. However, as time has gone on, I think a lot of Christian films have upped their game in production value. And I've certainly seen this. Risen, for example, that's a historical adaptation of a Christian story as well. And it was a beautiful film when I watched that in theaters. And this to me looks a little more beautiful to a higher degree in regard to the lighting presentation. But it just has that overall feeling. I mean, even the logo kind of reminded me of religious films I've seen in regard to a higher level of prestige. But I'm really surprised by this film. Again, it's coming from the main studios. I've acknowledged in the past video, Crew Cat, I guess, did the catering and set management. So they obviously played a role in behind the scenes stuff, maybe not the overall presentation of the film. That's more so, I guess, under the eye of Sarke Studios, who's credited on IMDb for production services, and Enlightened Kingdom. I have not seen either studio before, I don't think. Maybe I have at some point. I just, I look at a lot of movies, so maybe I saw one or two in the mix, and I've forgotten that maybe they were attributed to that movie. But I'm really surprised. Because, I mean, I've seen, a lot of studios that might be smaller or maybe not as well established or known. And they tend to, sometimes there'll be a good movie. In other cases, you'll be able to see maybe some points of quality, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the working with what we have situation. But this one, I'm truly shocked by how good it looks. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at another trailer. As I said, for those of you who've been commenting, it seems nonstop pretty much. You're not just getting the benefit of me answering your many queries as to what I think about this film from one trailer. You're going to get two. I hope this will satisfy you. But we're going to go ahead and watch this theatrical trailer for this new limited release movie. And we're going to talk about it more in my condensed reviews that I've also watched the video together. I'm assuming because this is coming in a busy theatrical cinematic season in regard to the other films that are out in theaters right now. Not many people will be able to watch this. So I'm assuming probably a quick turnaround in regards to maybe streaming or a DVD release date option. I can see this going on to streaming at some other network as well. Without further ado, here we go. And I'm sure let me get this ready again. Okay, let's try this one more time. I'm sure the history fans in the audience, like me, will appreciate this. And I love to learn. It's a very intense movie, by the way, in the overall narrative.
The world can be a cruel and dangerous place.
But as the poster says, maybe this is just a short look at the trailer. Not exactly sure. I'm kind of seeing it going that way.
Even if you're afraid.
But the poster says that this is it's an untold story, right? I love opportunities to learn more about, different world events and histories and things that are unknown to me, and perhaps to see the human connection. Look at that lighting, though. It's so beautiful.
She was very special. Daughter to the Prophet Muhammad.
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous movie.
My time is near. And afterwards, my lovely Fatima, you will face many trials.
So like I said, the rays of light coming in. It's such a gorgeous film. And in terms of the overall narrative and the direction this movie's going, that's obviously, I would imagine, an intentional aspect. To sort of, again, signal reverence. Right? That's the impression you're supposed to have. But the film just looks beautiful. Maybe you can watch it from maybe they have physical copies you can order on Lady of Heaven. I'd be open to trying it out. I mean, like I said, I've made it a secret on this channel that I come from a different religious background. I'm a Christian, so my angle in watching this, it's my understanding is slightly different. However, I do like to learn about history, and I genuinely have an appreciation for other people's stories out there, maybe different perspectives that they come from, and I love to learn. This, to me, it looks like a fun opportunity, right? I mean, not only does it seem like a very prestige historical movie, which, again, from a smaller studio I've never heard of, I mean, it was a shock in regard to the quality. But it just looks beautiful. I mean, an intense movie, but the qualities to it in regard to the filmmaking are... They were surprising. Again, not to make it sound like I'm being disparaging film, like, I expected worse. But, because that was not the impression I had going in, but I did not realize that, like, with the lighting and stuff, it would just be so gorgeous. And again, as I said, it's obviously, if you look at the substance of the film, it's obviously a methodical step. But it's just gorgeous in the presentation. Even the CGI looks great. I mean, the production value in terms of the overall set design is... it's excellent. Looks like a fun movie. I mean, again, we'll see where the narrative goes, but I'm still surprised by it. I really am. What are your guys' thoughts with The Lady of Heaven? Let me know down below. Don't forget all the good stuff with liking, subscribing, the sharing, the hit that bell until we get to watch more from, well, maybe not this film, because I mean, it's already debuted in theaters. I'm covering this late, so apologies for that. I'm still in the catch-up phase. Believe me, I'm catching up on a lot. But whatever I get to watch Next for the first time, maybe it's going to be from Enlightenment Kingdom. I have no idea. But, I mean, the studio... Definitely surprised. I'll try to remember their name, though. I will see you guys at whatever point that happens to be. But for now, thanks for watching this video. I love you guys. Don't love your fellow man. God bless. Peace.